everybody! Welcome to Jam and Chat. Jam and Chat is the online open mic show where we're gonna do some music and it's gonna be lots of fun. So, with me today, I have good old faithful Jennifer Valaket. If I was Wayne, she is Garth. And then I have my old bandmate from the Hot Minute, an incredible musician and bassist, Rashad Rollins. And all the way from the UK, very special feature, we have Sarah Olsen. She's known in my memory for her In the Tune Of series. I really enjoy listening to this, where she sings songs, but it's totally different lyrics, a different song, and I love it. It's so awesome and creative. So thank you for being here with me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
So when you throw out a different voicing on a chord, even just one chord different in a progression, it can really make nice thing. If you guys you check out the videos I made on negative harmony or positive harmony, just which is of course the opposite of negative harmony, it's really fun to kind of mess around with your harmonies. In other ways too, more than just rearranging the notes of the chord, but actually changing the chords themselves a little bit, mixing some of that minor in with the major.
That's really interesting too, because I wonder, with you saying that the saxophone is kind of naturally microtonal, it allows things like that. Because if I'm having a guitar player hold down a major 7 and I'm spamming the minor 3rd on bass, people might be like, I don't know, but that slight bend there, maybe like halfway in between, people are like, hey, that's kind of funky.
Mm-hmm. Blues guitar has been doing that forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, since the original blues guitar, way back 100 years, blues guitar has been doing that. And, that whole area, that gray area between the minor 3rd and the major third's beautiful. And then, honestly, man, that area between the tritone and the 5th is really beautiful, too.
I've been watching a lot of Crowdcasts with Snarky Puppy's bassist, Michael League, and, some of the tidbits and stuff that he puts out is great. There's this one on production, and it's like, he's like, here's this long list of rules that I try to go to use when I get into the studio. And then at the very bottom, he's like, anytime any of these rules can be broken, so this is all kind of bullshit.
It's like, okay, you took all this time to learn all this, all right, now just throw it away.
Yeah. Well, and I've come to, for me, I mean, maybe it's because I'm a bass player, but, even like all the harmony we have in our left hand, or for saxophone players, and I think you guys finger with both hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All those rules could easily be broken, but the right hand is where, all of the sort of, the essence of it kind of comes from, because, for example, even if I'm just doing a major flat 7, people would say, oh, you're not supposed to put that flat 2 in there. It's like, well, but what if I was like... it totally fits in there in a certain context.
Mm-hmm.
But, in theory, they would say, oh, no way are you supposed to put that flat 2 in there. That is perfectly out of the scale. And it's like, well, that's kind of why I like it, and you make it work. And it's the same thing, it's just another chromatic, which is...
It's a Neopolitan. So what you could do is you could harmonize with the major chord over that. So here, I'll get my guitar and I'll show you. That's something from freaking like classical, like way back. Did you learn about Neopolitans, Jennifer?
Yes, I did. Been a while though, but yeah, I remember them.
You remember that?
Yeah. We had fun ways of remembering how to remember them. Like different phrases and stuff.
Play the thing with the flat 2.
Right, the flat 2, sorry.
Yeah.
So are you kind of just like sliding into that, flat 2 chord and then back on the one, resolving on the one with me? There was kind of what happened?
Yeah, and then throwing in some 6ths and some 7ths and, flat 7ths, and that's it. Just kind of just throwing in some scratching.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
That's a cool groove.
Totally. The idea, I implemented it in a groove that I was working on. It's in D, it's you know, and just as that kind of turnaround chord, and when the whole band kind of goes to it together, it's super nice. It's really fun, you know. And then you can kind of take that too, you know. I took it to the after that, you know. So dun 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 dun. But you know, all that is just a four-step chromatic, and it's like that shouldn't be a whole chord progression, like.
Right.
Why not?
Exactly. It's, you know, that's what I've been trying to get out of a lot, especially in funk music, is like, if I'm just jumping into a jam, it's like, oh yeah, 1-4 all day. You know, everybody's like, totally. We don't even have to resolve to the 5. Like, we can just go back and forth to 1-4. And it's great for an open jam or a warm-up jam or something, but in terms of composition, it's like, man, I'm really trying to break out of the mold of traditional, you know, 16/12s or 1/4/5s or 5/2/1s, and getting into more unique territories that are more interesting to me. And then, you know, whole new voicings on the keyboard and guitar and everything.
Try the negative harmony. Seriously. Like, the thing I love about it is what I call quick chord flips. Like, for example, like, you're like so sick of that 5 chord, right? You know, because it's just got that same sound all the time, and you want something fresh in place of it, but you also want it to have that same pull. So what you do is you throw in a minor version of the 4 chord. So starting here on C, I'm on the 4, so instead of going to the 5, I could go. So it's just 1-4, then minor 4, then back to the 1, instead of 1-4-5-1.
So instead of doing, you're going from the major to minor kind of flip there.
Yeah. So you're flipping it as if that chord was like, you take every note and you flip it around this axis as if it was from the minor scale. It's a really cool concept.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more research on that. There is songs that I know that my band plays that definitely uses that. Like one that we like to been playing lately is the opening theme to Space Odyssey 2001.
I love that.
You know, it does that first one, it goes to minor, second one resolves on major, and then you do the FGA thing. But man, as a funk band, it is just the funnest song to play. Just it's just like all day I could just sit here and just fucking groove out on that. I mean, it's not uncommon to jam on it for 20 minutes sometimes, you know? And people love it. It's Space Odyssey. How could you not?
I love that song.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You know, I when I was learning the song, I didn't realize that it was like a kind of a classical piece. I found the 70s band Diodo or something like that, and I was like, oh yeah, this is my version. That saxophone and the congas and that bass player is totally killing it. I'm like, this has got to be the original version. And then it's funny because the drummer and the guitar player are big Fish fans, so they were playing like kind of the Fish version, and then all the while the keyboard player was playing the classical version. So like in our own way, we like made our own version by being inspired by 3 different versions of the same song. It's really fun, yeah.
Definitely.
I haven't heard that song in forever.
The only request that I have for you, stay to the end. I could never abandon you, my friend. My love I send. You can make all my dreams come true. Stay to the end. As my heart pours out this song aloud, please stay to the end. Oftentimes you get distracted, I do too. Pause and come back when you like. I'm always here for you. Anytime in need, I will sing for you. The only request that I have for you, stay to the end. I could never abandon you, my friend, my love I send. You can make all my dreams come true, stay to the end. As my heart pours out this song aloud, please stay till the end. Hang in there, it's almost time to decide. Do we wanna sing this song again? The only request that I have for you, stay to the end. I could never abandon you, my friend, my love I send. You can make all my dreams come true, stay to the end. As my heart pours out this song aloud, please stay to the end. Again, ready? Come on, Jennifer. The only request that I have for you, stay to the end. I could never abandon you, my friend, my love I send. You can make all my dreams come true, stay to the end. As my heart pours out this song aloud, please stay to the end. So when I'm talking about negative harmony, I'm talking about the chorus here's all major diatonic chords. But then when we get to this little like B section versey thing, it goes to G minor, F, D minor 7, E flat. All of those chords are chords from the parallel minor, G minor. Then the A minor 7, it seems like it might transition us back into the D chord, but I falsely put that C minor 7 there. That gives that ring almost like the end of the bridge of Bryan Adams' Everything I Do It For You. It's got that, and it just sucks you back into the chorus. And then you just use regular major harmony for the C section there. It's just regular diatonic harmony. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about negative harmony. That one section is different than the rest of the song, and it just kind of like, hopefully, keeps you listening long enough that you get back to that hook, and then hopefully that the bridge is short enough that it keeps you long enough just to get back to that next hook, and then it's over.
Yeah. I really like that as a concept. I feel like, one of the problems I'm always kind of struggling with as a composer, primarily from the bass and, some keyboard and stuff, is that maybe I have a really sick groove, or a cool chord progression, but I'm like, okay, where can I go here other than with just like a dynamic rhythm change, or another trick that, instead of just running to the major or minor relative, something like this could be really applicable in terms of like, hey, here's the B section, which is a whole new chord progression, but gives it that sort of dynamic. So man, I think that's...
And you can sub out even just one chord. It doesn't have to be the whole section. I just wanted to explain how I use negative harmony in that particular song. But it's actually created a few songs, and then the opposite is positive harmony. The greatest example I have of that is "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" by the Beatles. If you know that song, it's minor the whole way through, minor, minor, minor. But then I don't know how it goes to the major chords, and it's not it's the parallel major. It goes from the A minor to the A major, and so then that inspired. It's like, oh, well, you can do it the reverse too. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's not only from major to minor. You could also go from minor to major, and then that got me to open the rabbit hole even more. You can do it with modes too. The way that works is there's two nice flips you can do. So say you write a song in Dorian, you could flip that to Mixolydian of the same letter, Dorian and Mixolydian. So that's sort of a small flip. But then the really big major flip would be if you used Lydian and flipped it with Phrygian. That's the huge flip, where it's a big difference. And you can't really use Locrian to flip because there's nothing to flip it with. It would just become itself again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining me on Matthew's Music Lesson Studio. Please share this video, like, and subscribe. And did you know that you can get online music lessons from me on Zoom? I record it MP4 for you, and you can then review that lesson forever. You can have it so we can go over it, you can practice along with it, and then that way, no matter what, you can relax and enjoy the lesson. So please, MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com. I'll see you guys next time on Matthew's Music Lesson Studio.